welcome to another live streaming, chatting video, gaming video. And in today's video, I'll talk about Nintendo. Well, we've obviously got the Switch 2. It seems to be doing pretty well. According to Nintendo, figures are way up there, beating record sales for the Switch in its sort of first month. But I think Nintendo need to be a bit careful. I don't think they need to hurriedly sort of end the Switch and focus too much on the Switch 2. I think they really need to make the Switch 2 more of their pro console, but to kill off the Switch too quickly it would be a bad thing. It would annoy a very big 150 million sales of the Switch. It would annoy a huge user base, and I think they could learn a lot from what Sony have done with the PS4 and the PS5. The PS5 is way into its life. The 4 is still kicking about, and it as much as it must annoy PS5 owners that the 4 is still about and getting games, etc. It hasn't really hurt sales, and it does seem to have done wonders for Sony's reputation of caring about such a big install base from the PS4 and not just saying, go, upgrade or else. And I think Nintendo really should think about the same thing. The Switch is still a very decent console. We know there's still going to be some games coming out, at least third-party games, for the next year or so. And I think Nintendo ought to be very, very cautious about just switching off the Switch and moving straight over to the Switch 2. The games line up on the Switch 2 that are like exclusives or proper new games isn't huge. There are a lot of remakes, there are a lot of sort of Switch 1 ports or remasters, etc. that have come in. We don't have a huge selection of Switch 2 games yet. I know it's still early, we're only a month into the Switch 2's life. But I did think that the launch lineup was a little lackluster. But the Switch is huge. It's got something like 9,000 games for it. It really needs to be. Wow, the Switch is a weird console because it was underpowered when it came out. It still did massively well. It's still doing massively well 8 years into its life. People are still buying Switches even though the Switch 2 is out. The price of sort of used Switches are still quite big. I mean, they've increased slightly. I think with the interest of the Switch 2, people don't want to go out and spend £400 on a Switch 2 when they can go out and spend maybe, well, you can pick up a used Switch Lite for about £50-60, get you into the Switch market, get you access to all of those games very cheaply. A regular Switch, £100, Switch OLED, £150 on the used market. You can still buy lights and all the regular Switches and OLEDs brand new if you really fancied that, and they aren't exactly expensive, 200, 250, 280, something like that. So yeah, I think Nintendo needs to be a little cautious. Don't cut off your massive fan base by trying to push the Switch too hard. It needs to be a bit of a natural progression. It's going to grow. It's going to get more games. Obviously, the Switch 2 is more powerful, so it's going to have games that aren't capable of running on the Switch. Otherwise, what's the point of the Switch 2? But there will be games that can run on the Switch. The Switch is far more capable than most people give it credit for. Even now, I'm still amazed by what you can get out of a Switch, an 8-year-old console that was underpowered in its generation of consoles. It's still pushing out decent games. Doom Eternal. How they get those sort of games to run on a Switch? All right, I know they are a little bit sort of cut down, but maybe not as graphically impressive as they were on the 4 or the PS4, etc. But they're still there. They still run superbly. There are some amazing games that look superb on the Switch, and obviously taking advantage of the Switch 2. Nintendo and third party are going to make games that will be amazing, and they won't run on a Switch. And the Switch technically has had its day. It's had 8 years run. That's great, but don't cut it off too soon. I mean, it's going to be around anyway. It's a massive platform. Even if Nintendo stop supporting it now, there's just going to be a huge amount of people that are still using it, still playing it, still buying games. Me being one of them. But I do think Nintendo need to just take a little leaf out of Sony's book and do a slow progression from the 1 to the 2, and keep it around for a few more years. Let me know what you think. Link, like, subscribe, enjoy.